Please listen carefully.
Welcome to Dirk Center. Welcome to Dirk Center, everybody. My name is Michael Pittaro.
And I'm Alan Helimsky, and today we have an episode about the NHL Draft, which just unfolded roughly 2 days ago in Dallas. So Mike's got a couple questions for me, and I'll do my best to answer them to the best of my ability. So let's get it going.
Well, the first one is, Alan, why is this draft so historic?
Well, this is a very historic draft, mainly for the number one overall selection, which was a guy by the name of Rasmus Dahlin, defenseman from Sweden, and he's the first Swedish player to be drafted number one overall since Mats Sundin in 1989. So it's been 29 full years, full seasons, and full drafts since they've taken, or someone has taken a Swedish player first overall. And that's really why it's historic, because a lot of good talent comes out of Sweden in the later rounds of the draft and later on, but it's just we haven't seen it in over 25 years. So we'll see what comes out of this guy Rasmus Dahlin, because there's many reasons why he was taken number one overall.
Now, do you believe, now I know he's a defenseman, so he's not going to get a glory as somebody like, let's say, a winger, but do you believe he can have an impact like an Ovechkin or a Crosby or a McDavid?
Well, yeah. I mean, every number one selection comes with a lot of expectations for that player, and I'm sure he's going to fill all the expectations this season, because Buffalo really needed a type of player like him. He's great on the offensive side, just as great as he is on the defensive side, so they're going to get scoring production from him this season. Obviously not to the point of Ovechkin or Crosby. Like, Ovechkin scored 53 goals in his rookie year, and Crosby had close to 100 points in his rookie year, so I doubt he's going to have that kind of a production, but he's going to become, one day he's going to become a steady back-end defenseman for the Buffalo Sabres, and the Sabres really needed a guy like this, a guy on the other side of the scale where they have Jack Eichel on offense, and they have a number one pick on defense too, so I think it's going to bode well for them this season.
And for Buffalo, it's been a long time. It's just they need a franchise player. They haven't been to the Stanley Cup since the 90s. So we'll see. Maybe he'll turn around that franchise, or maybe he'll
hopefully
get some more pieces around him. So we'll check it out. We'll see. So what teams do you believe won in this draft?
Well, there was a huge 5-player trade in this draft we had between the Calgary Flames and the Carolina Hurricanes. And the Hurricanes traded over Noah Hanifin and Elias Lindholm to Calgary in exchange for Dougie Hamilton, Adam Fox, and Michael Furland. So it was a very, very heavy trade, all players, no draft picks involved. And I think both teams really benefited, because Carolina needed just more bang for their buck. You know, they had a lot of solid young prospects that they could really get some pieces for, and they definitely did in this draft. Elias Lindholm and Noah Hanifin were both first-round selections in previous years, and they unloaded all of them to Calgary, who needed a little bit more scoring and a little more help on defense, so I think both teams really won in that regard. Another team I think really improved in this draft were the New York Islanders. They made 2 selections in the first round. They drafted Oliver Wahlstrom and Noah Dobson, forward and a defenseman, and they also drafted another defenseman early in the second round. So I really like those selections, because they're really a great bang for your buck. These players could have been they could have been taken at earlier parts of the draft, but in this draft it was really hard to tell who to pick after the first 2 picks. It's very unpredictable. So the Islanders must be happy that those players fell all the way down to them.
Now, Barry Trotz is now the head coach of the New York Islanders. They're really rumored to sign back Jonathan Tavares. So
this definitely speeds up their development as a team, because Barry Trotz, as soon as he came into the Capitals, he changed the culture. Like, he told them exactly what they wanted, what he wanted them to do. And I think he's going to do the same thing with the Islanders. I think they're going to clear up the whole John Tavares thing and re-sign him. It's going to happen in the next couple weeks. And this draft really helps speed up their development, because they have Matt Barzal, Calder Trophy winner this year, and a lot of good pieces on that team to contend moving forward.
Now, look, and on a little side note here, aside from the draft, the LA Kings just signed Ilya Kovalchuk, the bane to my existence, being a Devils fan.
Right.
But what do you believe of that move, and how does that help the
Well,
Kings?
they haven't signed him officially, as the signing date begins on July 1st, but they agreed to terms with him on a 3-year deal, and I think that's a great move for not just the LA Kings, but for the whole NHL. You might remember back when Ilya Kovalchuk just up and left the Devils and left his contract. He had about 5-6 years remaining on that huge mega contract. And he booked it to Russia and made top caliber player money there. He was the Olympic MVP this year, and it's his time to come back to the NHL, and I'm really happy personally because I'm a fan of Russian players, and I've always admired Kovalchuk on the Devils back in the day. I think it's great for the NHL to have another superstar back in the fold, and as long as there's no backstories about him or like any kind of Russian media scandals or whatever, I think that he's going to be force in this league once again because you're obviously going to expect that kind of stuff coming out, once a player just leaves and then decides to come back whenever he feels like it.
Yeah. Well, it can't be it can't be a bad move for the LA Kings. They got swept last year by the Las Vegas Golden Knights in the playoffs, so to add scoring is probably a good idea. But
Absolutely.
Again, we'll have to see. Well, until next time, my name is Michael Pittaro.
And I'm Alan Helimsky, and thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Dirk Center. We'll have another one out for you soon, but for now, hit that subscribe button down below so you will know exactly when we post. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you soon.